Good morning. I'm happy to be here. All the moments in my life have led to this perfect moment today. I've led a full life. I feel whole, complete, and fulfilled. Today I'm going to talk to you about some difficult moments in my life, how they affected me, and what I did. I was 1 year old when I got polio. This affected both my legs and a hip. At that time, I could not sit, I could not crawl. In time, one leg recovered. This left me with paralysis from hip to toe and a shortening between both my legs. One leg is shorter than the other. Today, I walk with a full leg brace and my dear friend, my walking stick. Polio happened to me at a time when society devalued the disabled and when a woman's fate rested on her marriage. Why do I say devalue the disabled? I'll give you one example. Once, when I had gone out and I asked a security guard for parking, since I told him I was handicapped, he said, "Ghar se nikalte kyun ho agar handicapped ho?" Why do you leave your home if you are handicapped? That was the attitude at that time. When a woman's fate rested on her marriage, to be good marriage material, you had to be physically perfect. As you can imagine, immediately my ratings fell. I was then labeled a burden or defective. The effect of these words on my life was monumental. I carried this cross on my shoulder for many years of my life. I grew up with fear, trauma, many corrective surgeries, faith healers, my loving family, and a strong desire to break out of this shell. My fervent prayer to God used to be, "God, please make me well. Please, God, please." So it's no wonder that I would put my faith in anyone who would offer me hope. A faith healer came home and he said he would heal me. He used to put lit candles on my leg and then place an upturned glass. He did this for half an hour daily. He promised me that on my birthday I would be healed and well, and like my friends could run and dance and play. I was thrilled. On my birthday, I woke up that morning with a song in my heart. Today is the day. Today is the day I'm not going to be different to my friends and I can move as they can. I threw the covers off my leg and looked down. It's the same. Nothing has changed. I thought, okay, maybe the shape won't change. Maybe the strength will come back. My first few faltering steps confirmed my fears. Nothing had changed. There was no miracle. I remember my mother had gotten me a beautiful dress and a tiara to wear for my birthday. But that birthday, there was no celebration in my heart. I had been let down. In school, I came across this poem by William Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as pitch from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeoning of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I fell in love with this poem. I said this poem to myself 1,000 times every day. This poem was significant because it made me realize that I am the master of my fate. And I stopped believing in faith healers and started believing in myself. Around my 13th year, a family friend told me that I'm a burden on my parents. She said I have drained them emotionally and financially for taking me to various doctors and treatments. I came home in tears, angry with God and my destiny. I locked myself up in the room and I cried. In a fit of anger with God, I took off my braces and threw it at the picture of God in the room, saying, "You like it, you keep it." That's the only time in my life I've ever thrown anything at anyone in anger. The law of gravity took over and my braces fell back. I tried to break them. They did not break. I cried. When the tears stopped, I said, "These are my final tears. I shall cry no more. Today I'm reborn a stronger person. Nothing and no one can hurt me." So after that day of anger and acceptance with my leg brace, I developed a friendship with it. I'll explain. You know, the earlier braces, they used to be two steel rods that were held together with straps, and it had a knee lock that would allow you to bend and sit like this and stand up. Besides that, I have one leg that is shorter than the other, by 2 inches. So, this height of 2 inches was compensated by putting a wood in the shoe. So now you have steel and you have wood. My braces were really, really heavy. I tell my friends, "Don't mess with me. I can hurt you. You listen to what I say. I just have to kick you slightly or just step on you and you'd be in pain. So do what I say." Guys, it didn't work. I slowly began to understand the meaning of "I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul." Not from an egoistic point of view, but that we have within us the control of how we handle the events in our lives. Life is a gift. Each moment in life experiences come to us. These are gifts. We can choose to unwrap these experiences, these gifts, not happy with what we've got, or we can unwrap these gifts in an attitude of joy, fun, expectancy. Once I understood this concept, I realized the key is how you interpret these gifts. Do they empower or disempower you? I realized if I chose disempowerment, that meant sitting at home and bemoaning my fate. Or I could choose empowerment and see what unfolds. I chose empowerment. Why? Because I am the master of my fate. Life became then one joyous exploration, unwrapping each gift. I walked the Standard Chartered Mumbai Marathon for several years. I learned Latin American dancing, salsa, cha-cha, and I passed the first level of exams. I danced at Sangeets. I drove myself around Mumbai and have even driven up the mountains from Neral to Matheran. Have any of you tried that drive? No? It's exhilarating but scary. I swam in swimming pools, the lakes, the seas. I went to the gym and lifted weights. I learned basic rock climbing. I did river rafting. I was a Rotary president and conducted various projects. And I worked and supported myself. All these things strengthened my soul. There was a family I knew who hid their child who had disability. She had severe polio. They would hide her in the bedroom, not bringing her out to meet people, because somewhere disability meant that they had failed. When I saw this, I said, no, that's not my life. That's not how I'm going to live my life. So sure, all the things that I did, I felt the fear and nervousness, but I did it despite the fear. I'd ask myself, how would I feel 5, 10 years from now if I didn't take this experience? When I was 45, I left the family businesses and wanted a corporate job. I wanted to be with people who I felt would appreciate my contributions and I would feel validated by doing this corporate job. Of course, I faced challenges by people thinking I couldn't do the job. One guy pointedly at the interview said, I don't think you'll be able to do this job. You have a disability. I mentally retorted, my brains are not in my legs. But I said, I'm capable. It made no difference. I didn't get the jobs. Now I was handicapped. These interviews declared me to be so. It was at that time my life took a turn. and I joined the School for Education and Rehabilitation of Children with Disabilities from a low economic background. I had been a committee member with them earlier. What an amazing experience. Here, I'm with people who share similar challenges like me and appreciate my contributions. What a validation. The discrimination I went through due to my disability, it sparked in me a strong desire to do something in this field. My friends say I'm driven, but the truth is, the work I do completes something in me. During my 21 years association in the School for Disability, I played various roles, from volunteer to committee member to funds and greeting cards manager to program coordinator. On a macro level, I raised over 10 crores for programs in education, rehabilitation, and empowerment of persons with disabilities. I conceptualized, fundraised, and built the Adult Education and Rehabilitation Program. I received many awards for the work I had done. The legacy we leave is not as much the work we do, but the lives we have touched. I'd like to share one of these lives. Daily at school, as I would go to my office, in the corridor, I would pass by this girl. She wanted to learn conversational English. She had cerebral palsy. Speech and movement was difficult for her. So we started off, "Hi, how are you? I am fine," and then got into a slow conversation over time. I say slow because of the speech impairment, conversing was difficult. A little while later, 2 of her friends join us, and they also want to learn English. So every morning we would be having conversations in the corridor in English. One day they told me that they admired me, that they wanted to grow up and be like me and do the work that I do. I was so touched as I humbly realized that I was their role model. I was blessed to be a part of their lives. Spirituality has been a big and very important and beautiful part of my life. There are many times in my life when I know I've been guided and carried through. And when I say carried through, I mean it literally. Once we had gone to Goa. There was a bunch of friends. And you know how it is. You go to Goa, you want to go to the beach. So we just left our bags in the hotel room and were excited to get to the beach. There were these steps leading to the beach. On the 3rd or 4th step, my leg brace broke and I had not taken a spare. I didn't want to go back and miss out on the joy of being at the beach with my friends, and I didn't want them to think that they had come out with someone who had a disability who needed extra attention. So taking help of one of my friends, I managed to get down the stairs. There was this huge flat boulder that blocked access to the main beach. Every able-bodied person was able to walk across. With my braces broken, I knew I couldn't. So I stood there with my friend, wondering, discussing, how do I get across? Shall I try and crawl like this on my hands? Or shall I try and swim far out to sea and try and meet them on the other side? Out of nowhere, this gentleman appeared and he said, "I can carry you across." I said, "No, you can't. I'm heavy." He said, "I won't know till I try." And he just lifted me and carried me across. On the other side, he left me and disappeared. I wasn't able to thank him properly. Today, I'm in one of the best phases of my life. I am a consultant with various NGOs. Besides that, I'm a guest faculty and speaker. I believe life should be lived to the fullest within the capacities we have. I believe we can do anything we wish if we put our hearts and minds to it. And I believe that this disability was given to me for a purpose, and I am truly grateful for all that I've done. I've spent a bit of time today talking about me and my journey, and I'd like to leave you with some thoughts. This is also about you and your journey. You are your own captains. Put faith in yourself and your capabilities, and seek validation from within. Thank you.